we'll see Daniel Jones and the New York Giants taking on Dak Prescott. Cowboys.
We are across the Hudson from Midtown Manhattan at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. This is the scene just before we came on air. This New York crowd fired up by the arrival of their G-men as they burst from the locker room. They're ready to go as the Giants get set to match up with Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys. Here we go. The final week of the NFL season. Week 17 is underway. To return, it's DeAndre Washington. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
The Giants take over first and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
I don't want to seem absurd, but that boy's a gangster. Focusing on me is a melody. Barbados with the hustle pockets, LIE. Distinctive destinations, all I want to see.
And he'll get this one up to the 26. Only a couple for him there on the game's first play, and it's second down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high power, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the match.
And he will go down. A Cowboys sack.
Daniel Jones sack.
Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
After that sack, third and long, tough spot for Jones and the Giants. From the gun, Jones got a man, Slayton. And he will have a Giants first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. A big play there as they get the conversion on 3rd and 13. Solid catch there for a man who's been so brilliant this year. Worth pointing out, as we were talking about earlier, there has never in the 60-year history of the award been a pass catcher, tight end or wide receiver that has taken home the MVP trophy.
And the best receivers I've talked with, they know that stat, and it drives them crazy because they understand that.
Hit from behind, and he's going to be driven down. DeMarcus Lawrence, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. So after the sack, they'll come up on a still manageable 2nd and 13. Another try after the first down sack. Jones under pressure again, and down he goes again. Randy Gregory in there to drop him, and sacks on 1st and 2nd downs. Now leads to a 3rd and long. Operating from the gun, Jones. Open receiver, that's Caden Smith, the tight end. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. Oh, a big decision here early. Look at this. They're going to go for it on their own side of the field. They'll try and run for it. And he gets this one across midfield for the first down to the 46. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert. 4th and short, they had the ball right at the midfield stripe. Was curious what they were going to do. Turns out going for it, the good play.
Reminded me of a conversation we had yesterday before this game where you said, you know, it's interesting about the NFL nowadays. Oftentimes in short yard situations, they throw the ball. In the old days, they would run it. That was an old school call right there.
Jones throwing on first down. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Stephen Parker.
Intercepted by the Cowboys. They'll take over first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at the 20. Here's the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he stopped behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Brings up 2nd and 12.
They play fake to Elliott. Now Prescott connects here with the tight end Blake Jarwin. The 40. 20. And he's able to get this down deep on the Giants side of the field. A big play there on the catch and run. 63 yards. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Prescott gets this to the tight end Jarwin. And they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball, because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
Got his man there, complete to Gallup. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. Really been an ideal start for them. They get the turnover on the opening possession. Now here they are moving the ball straight down the field on their first drive.
And that feels good, but you know on their side of the field, all they're thinking is, finish this drive off, because they took it away, right? So now you got them back on their heels a little bit. Now go down, put a touchdown on them. Look out. You've won the mental battle early in the game, and that may carry over for you.
To the air again, Prescott. Under pressure now, and he's going to go down just inside the 5-yard line.
That I'm struggling to understand a little bit. That close to the goal line, 1st down, run the football. If you want to throw it, throw some play action on 2nd down.
On 2nd down now, it's Elliott. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all.
Taken down right.
Call it no gain that time, and now it's 3rd and goal. A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal. Here's Prescott, able to shake him off. Feeling the pressure here and taken down. A sack back at the 7. Dexter Lawrence able to record his 5th sack of the season. Charles, a little bit of feast or famine on this drive. They moved the ball okay, but they've been sacked twice now.
And they've got to figure out how to plug that leak a little bit, right? Keep them away from the quarterback, because when he's not being hit, as you mentioned, they're moving the ball well.
Cowboys trot out Greg Zuerlein. And Zuerlein's kick is good. And that'll do it for the first quarter of play. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports.
Zuerlein to kick off for Dallas.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start up. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away, but they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Xavier Woods with a pick. Room here to run. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Cowboy defense has a touchdown.
It goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. That's a ball he would like to have back, and it lands right in the lap of the defender from there. He doesn't have very far to go before he gets to the end zone, and he got there in a hurry.
Zuerlein good with a PAT. And the lead grows to 10-0. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
Giants take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
As the Giants head back out there, let's take a look at the playoff picture in the NFC. And for them, it's no longer a question of will they make the playoffs. They've clinched the division title. The question, can they hold on to that #1 seed?
And this is where the mental fortitude comes to play, doesn't it? Because now you're not just the coach talking about it, this team talking about it to each other, supporting each other, carrying each other along, because having that #1 seed means everything in the NFL.
It does. So even though the division title's clinched, shouldn't take the foot off the gas.
No, not at all. Play it all the way through. And I think we've seen that in recent years in the NFL. The teams that play and play to win each and every game, they're the ones to deal with in the playoffs.
3rd and 2.
From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And this will be a Giants first down as he's got this up to the 35-yard line. Give him the 3rd down conversion, 5 yards on the play.
Well, they're currently the best in the NFL in converting on 3rd down, so it was no surprise there that they picked that one up.
And they've done it in many different ways throughout the season, Charles. Picking it up, running it, throwing it, and the Cowboys pressure gets there this time for the sack. DeMarcus Lawrence make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
And he will have a Giants first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Boy, a nice play there as they wind up converting on 3rd and 15. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Well, a big play like that looks familiar, doesn't it? Like we saw a week ago, reigning NFC Offensive Player of the Week.
Nothing wrong with being explosive. Nothing wrong with being electric. Nothing wrong with carrying it over from the previous week onto a really, really hot start.
That's now a pair of explosive plays in succession, both north of 20 yards.
We talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a first down.
Here's Jones on 1st and 10. That's complete to Slayton. And he is into the end zone, and the touchdown record is now all his.
I know these wide receivers are about flash and dash and high-flying plays, but a good number of them played running back at some point in their career, and that's how they finish off a lot of their big plays, run after the catch.
And this time he finishes off the big play in the end zone. Gano the extra point, and that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7.
Graham Gano set to kick off.
Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. Fielded in the end zone. And Wilson is perfectly content to bring this out to the 25, a touchback. Cowboy offense heading out. Let's take a look at the playoff picture coming into the weekend in the NFC. And it's all come down to this, hasn't it? Final week of the regular season. As this year's playoffs play out anything like the regular season has gone, could be in for a wild and fun month of January.
And we can break the rules because we can look ahead. All right, there's not a coach out there that's ever said to their team, all right, let's look three weeks down the road. It's always right here, right now. Forget that. Think about what the playoffs are going to look like. The teams that we see that are already in, the teams that are trying to get in, we could have some great matchups.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Prescott now. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down. Got out of the pocket. Didn't look like he had anybody.
And a good play by him. If no one's open and you don't have a running lane that you want to take, make the right choice. Get rid of it. Live to fight another down.
Off play action to Elliott. Here's Prescott. He'll fire this. And that's caught inside the 30. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A gain of 32 that time.
That is the exact right play call against that defense. So a hat tip to the offensive play caller because he won that part of the chess match. But give credit to his players as well. They won the execution part of it.
A first down carry by Elliott. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11 at the Giants' 27-yard line.
On 2nd and 11 now. Prescott. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Isaiah Simmons in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
That's 3 sacks now, and that's not much of a surprise to me, nor should it be to you. This team, they lead the league in sacks.
Yeah, they do. This is something that we are starting to witness time and time again. And he's going to go down again.
Prescott sacked.
Brandon, what I remember most about playing with guys who knew how to rush the passer, they would just tell you, just cover people for me, just long enough for me to get there. And that's exactly what happened on that play.
53-yard attempt.
A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Makes the score Cowboys 13.
These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Singletary to get the drive started. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. Decided to hand it off that time on the run-pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice steady gain.
8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. There's a throw over the middle. It's taken in by his tight end. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 16 yards, a first down. From the gun, Jones. Oh, Jones has just thrown his 3rd interception. Picked off by Jordan Lewis. Boy, so another interception, CD. It feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. He finds his man, the tight end Olsen. The Cowboys going to use their 2nd timeout now as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. Four yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Out of the gun, here's Prescott. And that's going to be incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
6 yards to go.
On 3rd down, it's Prescott. And he's got it. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown.
Touchdown.
Michael Gallup. His 9th touchdown of the season. And the Cowboys will extend their lead.
Partner, to me, that touchdown had something that was kind of rooted in that group seeing the future. What I mean by that is they had a plan. Let's find a way to score right here before the half. and that'll give us momentum going into the second half. Give us that cushion that we're looking for. They got that accomplished, scoring right before the half ended.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. New York ready to go again offensively. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk is a big decision here.
The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. Operating from the gun. Jones escaping the pressure right. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. Now the Giants will use the second of their 3 timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. 2nd and 6. From the gun, Jones. Catch made by Slayton. And he will have a first down as they're into field goal range now at the 30. A gain there of 21 yards. Here's 2nd and 10. Operating from the gun, Jones. That is caught inside the 5. And offensively, they'll take the timeout with 6 seconds left in the second quarter.
1st and goal at the 2-yard line.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Throwing, Jones. And he's got it. Touchdown, Giants. Darius Slayton in the final seconds of the first half. And the Giants have got it back to a 1-score game. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to his second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
4 seconds, all that remain here this first half as the kick gets away. Taken about 7 yards deep. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. So time perhaps for one final kneel down before they take this lead to the locker room. And with time running down, they go down to a knee. So there you have it. Halftime quickly over. Third quarter, here we go.
20, Giants 14.
The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. Taken about 7 yards deep. And Wilson is perfectly content to bring this out to the 25, a touchback. Out come the Cowboys now as they'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. And we have seen a lot on the scoreboard here in this quarter. So sometimes you talk to me about tendency breakers on offense. These defenses struggling. Are there tendency breakers on defense?
All defensive coordinators keep something in their hip pocket for these types of situations. What can we do to slow down the onslaught? But the biggest thing is make sure these guys encourage each other, pick themselves up, because right now it's been a really tough ball game trying to stop these offenses.
Oh, it really has, especially as of late. And caught left side, Olsen. And he'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down. Now Prescott. And the Giant rush gets home as down he goes.
That would be exactly what they were looking for coming out to start the third quarter. Get a sack, get off the field, get the momentum going in their direction.
Get the ball back to your offense, right? Get that momentum because, hey, this lead is very, very slim. This is taken at the 15. They'll call that a punt of 59 yards. Tough to do better. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Their defense just came up with a stop right out of the locker room, and now can the offense take advantage?
Yeah, we don't want to turn this into something that it's not. It's only a 1-score game, so it's not exactly a crucial possession. They they'd like to get things started and at least come away with 3 points.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. He'll buy some time right. That's caught by Penning. And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. No gain on the play, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Brandon, just mark that under the category of just not successful. Trying to throw the ball, just didn't work on that one.
Completed it. No yardage. Jones now to throw on 3rd down. Jones in trouble here, and down he goes. Marcel Darius flies in at 331 pounds for the sack.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. Off the play fake, he'll set up to throw it. And now he'll tuck it and run. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
On 2nd down, here's a keeper by the QB. And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield.
A loss of 5 yards.
Like how they've started the 3rd quarter here. They force a punt on the 1st drive, and after this sack, it looks like they'll be forcing another one as well.
Absolutely. Maybe got their 2nd win coming out of the locker room. Prescott from the gun on 3rd. And that is incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. And now out come the Giants. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Seemed like a couple sets of eyes were on the quarterback, so he decided, hey, I'm going to hand this off. Got a good gain out of it.
And you know you need good blocking up front in order to gain yardage, but every one of these RPOs, if you do it right and they look the same, whether it's handed off inside or the quarterback keeps it, that allows you to fool the defense so often. And in this case, fooled them with the inside run.
3rd quarter action here in this regular season finale. This will be 2nd and 10. Now Jones. And he will go down. A Cowboys sack. Marcel Darius picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
Now Jones throwing on 3rd and long. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. Touchdown, Giants! Darius Slayton, 75 yards. And the Giants have tied it here, and they can take the lead if they hit the PAT. It's been quite the game for him individually. A trio of touchdown catches now.
So pick a route, any route. Whatever you want him to run, he's going to do it and do it well and end up in the end zone. This has really been fun to watch.
Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. Taken in the end zone. And Wilson is perfectly content to bring this out to the 25, a touchback. 25-yard. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
so
well,
else.
and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31.
Ezekiel Elliott.
And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him, so when you don't have to drop his shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
Prescott's pass complete to Michael Gallup.
Third and 4 is always a tough call. Maybe a little too long to run for it, but not too long to hit him on the quick slant. And that was well executed. Found the window and zipped it right in there.
On 1st and 10, Prescott. And the tight end Olsen, right side.
Prescott's pass.
3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
A 3-yard pickup.
1 quarter remains here as the regular season starts to wind down. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Coming up on 2nd and 7. Throwing, Prescott. They'll set up the screen to Elliott. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. A gain of 13. It's a 1st down. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. Prescott looks to throw on 1st. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. But despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. 2nd down. And again, it's Prescott. And boy, that one drops incomplete, but if he was hit a fraction sooner, it may have been a fumble.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
This one angles out of bounds in a good spot in the coffin corner. And they're going to mark this out of the 5-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. And a short gain here as he gets it up only to about the 6. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
They run with Washington. He'll have a 1st down and more past the 20. And he'll finally be taken down at the 29-yard line. That one covers 24 yards. It's a 1st down. Charles, you'd said the magic number was probably right around 20 for this defense because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense just a little too good, isn't it?
They really are, because no matter what you do to make an adjustment on defense, they've had an answer for it.
DeMarcus Lawrence in on the tackle. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
They'll roll him out right. He's going to take off with it. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down.
At the 33.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
Jones on 3rd down. And that is incomplete.
Intended for Tristan Jackson.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
And great special teams work here. This is knocking on the door of the 5. They'll spot it at the 6-yard line.
Well, someone's going to be happy with that effort. You know who else is going to be happy? His defense.
Absolutely.
He's created a very long field for that offense to try to traverse.
And he got some help from Mr. Football there, checking up nicely. Good English on that punt. Now a throw right side taken in here to start this drive. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the 1st. Thanks to that last play, a little more room to operate. 1st and 10 at the 18. Prescott from the gun. And he'll go underneath here to Elliott. Not much there, only a yard.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
Dak dropping this one off for Zeke. They wind up losing a couple there, so they go behind the original line of scrimmage, and now 3rd and 11 coming up. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long.
Well, plays like that, Charles, no doubt, they're just going to continue to fuel this crowd.
And this defense is already playing well, but it also feeds on the energy of that crowd that you're talking about, and that takes them up to another level. Right now, they're playing really loose. They've got the lead, and what a nice stop they just made there behind the line of scrimmage. A short game that doesn't get them the first down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. Taking it about the 16. Well, that's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And it'll be Giant football, 1st and 10.
24-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next minutes remaining. And the margin for error is small with this slim lead. Operate within your 4-minute offense here, Charles?
Definitely. Remember, the 4-minute offense doesn't always correspond to what's up on the clock. What they need to do is play a little bit of keep away right now. Run the clock down. Make sure their opponent doesn't get the ball back. Their dream scenario, get enough first downs and make them yeet up there.
With 1:57 to go, in the ball game. You'd have to think likely another running play coming here. 2nd and 11. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. And they give this time to the tailback. The Cowboys signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Now Washington fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. And now the question everyone's wondering, look at the clock, late 4th quarter, do they put the ball in the air here on 3rd?
I don't. I run the football and I tell my offensive line, no leakage up front. I don't want my running back hit as I hand the ball off to him. I don't want any type of an issue. But if I am going to throw it, quick throw, out to the perimeter, maybe one of my best receivers running a quick slant or something like that.
On 3rd down, they go with Singletary. Singletary, a 1st down and more. And he's got it all the way down to the 12-yard line. A big game there, and that should certainly be enough to put this one in the win column. His longest run of the game right there, and a pretty good time for it. A huge 3rd down conversion late.
Love the mindset. Love the way he flipped the switch late in the game, needed a big run, and helped produce it with great leverage from the offensive line. But you also know what happens, too. The defense stacks the line. So if you can break through that first barrier, there's usually plenty of room to run. And how about this finish? Able to take a knee, run out the clock, and close this game out by 1 point. You talk about how many coaches we talked to? They all said the same. All I want to do is win by 1 point. That got tested in this one.
Yep, and that cliche rings true. A single penny separates this one. So a victory here for the men in blue, the New York Giants, and they were really helped by their defense, forcing 3 turnovers.
I think what we saw in this one, today's defense. And what I mean by that is in the old days, pitching shutouts was big time. That was paramount. But the big thing was holding people down, holding down their yardage, right? Don't let them throw the ball through the air and gain a lot of... But now, it's about taking the ball away. Taking away possessions, getting the ball back for their offense. They had 3 takeaways in this one, and it led them to victory.
So for the Giants, a final win here means